In the traditional African setup, women were regarded as homekeepers. They performed laborious chores like fetching firewood and water, cultivating and preparing farms for planting, looking after children as well as cooking. They could not dare go against the harsh cultural practices that made them subservient to men. In essence, women were nothing short of beasts of burden who bore children for their husbands and performed dehumanizing tasks. To say the least, this scenario has dramatically changed today. The major catalyst to this change has been formal education, which has opened many opportunities for women in high-flying professions. Education has also empowered women to agitate for their rights. Success seldom comes on a silver platter. In that respect, women who have broken the proverbial glass ceiling have worked hard on their studies and remained focused on their career growth. Needless to say, they have also been highly disciplined on their road to the top, and they have earned their coveted positions through merit and not favor. We believe that the women leaders featured in this documentary will be a source of inspiration to individuals from various walks of life who are keen on climbing the ever-steep socio-economic ladder. Yes, it is possible to be employed as a junior officer and rise through the ranks to the top by performing well in your job. It is equally possible to start a business in a small way and grow it into a formidable empire through sheer hard work. Yes, it is possible to become a leader by honing new skills through continuous education and training. And yes, it is no longer a man's world. It is a world for those willing and able to go an extra mile in excelling in their professions. Tips for women in leadership. Gender parity is an issue that has gained a lot of credence today. It has been proved through research and evidence that inclusive leaders and organizations outperform those that are not. Women, to be specific, play multiple roles at the workplaces and home, and there are certain features within them that need to be harnessed. When well managed, these features contribute to a ripple of intrinsic transformation, which in turn assists in the achievement of excellence in all spheres of their life. Below are a number of things that women should do in order to hone their leadership skills. Gain tools for developing their professionalism, new skills, and business contacts. Learn how to become authentic leaders and overcome obstacles to leadership. Increase their connections and boost their circle of influence. Recognize bias and barriers and how to remove them. Develop strategies to manage conflict, increase confidence, and communicate effectively. Identify steps for avoiding hidden obstacles, seizing opportunities, and being seen as a leader. The tools. Specialized knowledge. First and foremost, professionals are known for their specialized knowledge. They've made a deep personal commitment to develop and improve their skills, and where appropriate, they have the degrees and certifications that serve as the foundation of this knowledge. Not all business areas have a stable core of knowledge. What matters though is that these professionals have worked in a serious, thoughtful, and sustained way to master the specialized knowledge needed to succeed in their respective fields. Competency. Professionals get the job done. They are reliable and they keep their promises. They manage expectations upfront and they do their best to make the situation right. honesty and integrity. Professionals exhibit qualities such as honesty and integrity. They keep their word and they can be trusted implicitly because of this. They never compromise their values and will do the right thing even when it means taking a harder road. Accountability. Professionals hold themselves accountable for their thoughts, words, and actions, especially when they've made a mistake. This personal accountability is closely tied to honesty and integrity, and it's a vital element in professionalism. Self-regulation. They also remain professional and level-headed even when under pressure. In addition, they have high levels of emotional intelligence. Increasing connections and boosting your circle of influence. B. Increasing connections and boosting your circle of influence. Understand and accept. Be proactive. Be a good listener. Practice empathy. Be solution-oriented. Accept responsibility. Appreciate others. Be visionary. Sift through the information. Be passionate. Educate yourself constantly. Be a person of integrity and values. Avoid the never-ending chase. Gain influence online. Recognize bias and barriers and how to remove them. Developing strategies to manage conflict, increase confidence, and communicate effectively. In order to achieve this goal, the leaders should choose their fights because some of them are not worth their time and energy. If need be, they should resolve conflicts with speed, being spot on. Lastly, they should strive to be very good communicators. Seizing opportunities and being seen as a leader. To start with, as a leader, delegate easy tasks in order to have time for the demanding ones. Fools cling to familiarity and ease. What is easy for you may be challenging to others. Help others do what you do well. Indeed, one way to develop yourself is to develop others. Secondly, spend more time reflecting on your performance and less on others. When your performance improves, the people around you improve. Thirdly, leaders should learn how to take new challenges because it helps them grow. In conclusion, women in leadership need to appreciate that hard work and excellence, though vital, are not enough. They should learn to network, prioritize, speak up, dress well, and stay positive. Dr. Emilly Kesse has not become a leader overnight. The journey for the youthful leader started when she emerged the top Kenya Certificate of Primary Education pupil in Thika Municipality way back in 1994. The exemplary performance earned her a scholarship to join the prestigious Alliance Girls High School, which is one of the best high schools in Kenya. Thereafter, she joined the University of Nairobi, where she pursued a Bachelor of Science degree in physics. In the course of her studies, she got an opportunity to go to the International Center for Theoretical Physics (ICTP) in Italy to attend a conference. During her stay in Italy, she met and interacted with some professors from that institution. This motivated her to apply to join the institution as a visiting scholar when she came back to Kenya.
My education background, I studied at Kalimoni Primary School. I'm proud of that. I became the best female student when I completed my Standard 8. And then I went to Alliance Girls High School. After that, I was at the University of Nairobi, where I did a Bachelor of Science in Physics. And then I left for Italy immediately, where I visited the International Center for Theoretical Physics, and it was an opportunity for me to meet professors from the International School for Advanced Studies, which is an institution that I visited as a visiting researcher, and got an opportunity to actually do a competition which allowed me to become a student at that institute. Actually, it's a graduate school where they take students from all over the world. So we had students from Ecuador, America, and different parts of the world competing to enter into the school. It's a physics, mathematics, neurobiology, and cognitive neuroscience.
At the university, she wanted to have an impact on people's lives, and she therefore founded a women's peer education group through I Choose Life Africa. She later sat for a scholarship international exam together with 30 other students. She managed to be among the 4 who won scholarships to attend the graduate school in Italy and study cognitive neuroscience. Dr. Kesse became the first African female student to attend that school in 2005 and to pursue neuroscience, a course that was deemed to be for white scholars. Her academic path was nothing short of flawless. After completing her master's degree, she decided to focus on the question of the underrepresentation of women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects. This is an area that she could relate to since back at the University of Nairobi. Out of a total of 60 students in her class, only 5 were female. While still studying in Italy, she had the opportunity to showcase her work to the world. Someone who had spotted her work got in touch with her and asked if she was keen on pursuing gender studies. Her desire to fill that gap led her to Germany to undertake gender studies and combine the same with neuroscience. She was enrolled at the Graduate School for Gender Studies, which served as a platform to rise and join one of the top medical schools in Europe, where she studied neuroscience with a focus on gender.
To enter into the school, it's a physics, mathematics, neurobiology, and cognitive neuroscience school. So I made it. Out of 30 students, I think 4 of us made it to enter into cognitive neuroscience, where I did my master's degree. And then at the course of that time, actually I wanted to study medical physics, and I was interested in functional medical resonance imaging, which is the machine that you use to look at the brain and see what the brain is doing in real time. But the machines are very expensive and had not been bought at the time. So I did neuropsychology, which is mainly research with patients who have lesions or who have strokes. And I was working in the main hospital in Trieste. But you know, such kind of research takes very long because you have to look for patients with specific disorders. And I decided to close that up and actually do a PhD with focus on gender and looking at gender representation of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, and during my time at the institute, I used to travel a lot, present my work in different conferences, and I was once at the International Congress of Psychology where I presented my work, and someone from the Humboldt University identified me and told me that my project would be very interesting for the gender studies faculty. So that's how I moved to Germany. I studied gender for a while in the Graduate School of Gender Studies, and then enrolled at the Charité, which is the biggest university school of medicine in Europe actually, where I did my PhD in neuroscience at the School of Medical History and Ethics. And my topic was gender in neuroscience. After that, I taught immediately at the Humboldt University at the Center for Transdisciplinary Gender Studies, and where I also had a visiting professorship.
Dr. Kesse views herself as an entrepreneur, innovator, and someone who inspires people. Come to think of it, it is true since, as she narrates, while in high school, she used to organize community events at her local church that basically focused on people who had lost direction in life. That reflects her social life at the University of Nairobi, as she was engaged in numerous clubs like the I Choose Life Africa, which was the first to conceive the idea about peer education groups.
I used to always do entrepreneurial activities. I have been to Kenya severally. When I was at the University of Nairobi, I co-founded an organization that became the youth arm of the National Council of Science and Technology. It's called YATSTI. And I was also, when I was doing my graduate studies, I got an opportunity to go to Singularity University, which is based at the NASA Ames Research Park in California for, I think it was almost 3 months, and learning about exponential technologies and looking at how businesses can be able to ride on these technologies, research and policy, and what can be done based on the know-how that we have right now. So for me, I have always been looking for opportunities to see how I can give back to Kenya and build Kenya. And while I was doing my research, which is something of a passion for me, I was also doing these entrepreneurial activities. And I think after having experience of teaching for many years at the university, I decided the switch would be better, that I now do business and do research on the side as my passion. So I work even like half of the time I'm doing my job and half of the time I'm doing research. Yeah, so like my job supports my research, and so I maintain both passions.
Together with some friends in the physics, chemistry and mathematics departments, she co-founded an organization to help create employment opportunities for graduates in similar departments. With no source of funding, they hit the road running with a well-coordinated campaign to raise funds. At one point, they failed to go home in order to save the little funds they had managed to mobilize. As part of this campaign, they organized a conference that was attended by the Chancellor and Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, among others, and it gained massive recognition. At that juncture, she started pondering on the question as to whether the local universities produce graduates who are fit to serve our developing economy. I Choose Life Africa became the youth arm for the National Council of Science, Technology and Innovation.
I've always worked, even as a bachelor student, when we did this organization, which was a think tank of students at the Chiromo campus that we came up with and tarmacked to get money to really raise awareness about science, technology, innovation, and why are we being taught what we are being taught. These policy issues and questions like that, I would say that is also work in a different sense, you know, but really working in the area of capacity building, and it's more like in the NGO kind of sector. So which is, it has paid me back not by money but by passion and by opportunities that we have had. We've gotten sponsorships to do some of the projects we did. So I would not be able to tell you who employed me first, but if you talk about formal employment, then you would say the university. And my career path has been a question of following my passion. So I'm not looking for the highest bidder, but I'm looking for people who are passionate about what they want to do. And I'm also looking at what do I want to achieve in my life. So what has driven me is really goals that I have set about what I want to achieve and following that. Yeah.
Dr. Kesse won a prize of $25,000 to go to Silicon Valley in 2011 to attend the graduate studies offered by the Singularity University SU. The university is a think tank that brings together experts from all walks of life specializing in different fields. They train on exponential technologies. It was founded by Peter Diamandis and Ray Kurzweil at the NASA Research Park in California. It offers a 10-week summer program. The conference at Singularity University was an eye-opener for Dr. Kesse, since the things that were discussed focused on various challenges that Africans face. Nevertheless, the discussions did not involve Africans who experienced these problems firsthand. She therefore reckoned that even though foreigners may know our challenges, they don't have to find the solutions for us. She was still undertaking her PhD at that time, and that is when she came across U Data Analytics Institute, a group of scholars from different parts of Africa with similar thoughts, giving back to Africa. They held meetings in different parts of Germany to see how they could use their expertise acquired from studying abroad to give back to their motherland, Africa. From these meetings, ideas shared and discussions shared, Smart Data Analytics was born. The company was born from the thought that in order for them to give back, they needed funds. It has representations in Germany, Kenya, Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire, and its headquarters is in Dortmund, Germany. If you live on other people's agenda, they will dictate to you. But if you have something in your hand, you can choose the activities that you want to do, according to Dr. Kesse. She continues, finding something that you are passionate about, do not do it for monetary gain, but because you are passionate about it.
Leadership does not start when you're leading other people. You lead yourself first, and you're always actually a leader all the time. So I would say that people should know what they are, who are you, and what do you want to achieve. Because if you're not leading by passion, then it is not inspirational, and there is no reason why someone should follow you. I also think that education is important. When one has the opportunity to study, they should really go for it. Because in our societies, if you want to have access to privilege, knowledge is power.
According to Dr. Kesse, society has expectations of what it wants your career path to be. Nevertheless, one should know what interests him or her and then pursue it relentlessly. She continues that it is very important to be courageous, find one's true calling and focus on it. Most of the times, the paths that one takes may not be lucrative and people may not understand why you have made such a decision. She finds a lot of satisfaction in what she does, and she doesn't do it for money but out of passion. Currently, she is the Chief Marketing Officer, Smart Data Analytics.
Sometimes people have expectations of what your life should be like. If it was in the hands of my relatives or parents, they would say you should be a professor, make it happen, or maybe get employed in these big companies. Or there are many expectations that people may have of you, but finding out what God has created you for is very important, because it keeps you focused and then you're happy and it's a relaxed life. So I would say really knowing God has been the basis of my biggest successes, and also the value of my life, how I think about life, how I think about how I should go ahead. My value for integrity and so on is based on my knowledge of God. Yeah.
When people say you cannot make it on your own, one may think it's just bluff, but Dr. Kesse can attest to that. She says that in order to succeed, having supportive and friendly people is critical. Most importantly, the character of such people should be good, and it should manifest traits like honesty and integrity. By the same token, she emphasizes that God is part and parcel of every success story and His grace is sufficient. Moreover, education plays a critical role in enabling one to succeed, and if an opportunity to further one's education presents itself, he or she should seize it without much ado. Going by her personal experience, she has knocked many doors in order to seize opportunities of furthering her education. Indeed, ever since her high school days, her parents have never spent a penny to educate her. She has managed to get scholarships, which is a testimony of answered prayers according to her.
So what I've learned and I have seen is that it's very important. People are important. It's important to, my dad has always told me, you can learn from anybody. And on top of that, it's good to respect people. You never know who you're talking to. Yeah. And even in your own journey, in my journey, I couldn't have made it on my own. There have been people in my life who have encouraged me and who have given me a vision, who have mentored me, who have given me opportunities, who have given me a chance to gain experience and grow. So I think relationships are important. Another thing is, in business, I've seen also friendship is important. Just gaining, gaining confidence in people, developing relationships and friendships. Some of the big projects I've done have come out of a relationship of trust. mutual sharing of maybe objectives, and I've also learned to follow my heart. A lot of people, I have met people who have been brighter than I have been, who are smarter, but still remain in the same places because they have not dared to take the risk that they should have taken. A lot of people actually are afraid. People are afraid of the unknown. I have people who have asked me, how do you get scholarships? And I just go online, just go and do it. Talk to someone, just do it, you know? So I think that finding out what you want to do and doing it is very important. You cannot expect someone to do for you what you expect to be done. And I think another thing I've learned is taking responsibility for myself and for my life, and not thinking that someone else should have been doing something for me. And I've also learned that mentorship is important. So even in my own life, I take time to mentor other people and to share my knowledge. And another very important thing is live life. Don't slave for the job. Live life and let the job serve the purpose of your life, but not that all you're living for is your job. Owe my success to God. If I am sincere and I don't say it in a generic way that, oh yeah, God has been faithful. Really, I've been very privileged in my life. And when I look at my life, I know I wouldn't have made it without God. And also sometimes I thought I should have gone in this direction, but I felt in my heart that God was leading me in another direction.
The track may seem smooth for Dr. Kesse, but there have been a few hurdles. When she decided that physics was what she wanted to pursue at the university, a lecturer told her that the field was not for girls. He really discouraged her, but she spoke to her dad about it and the latter advised her to soldier on. In addition, when she went to Europe, it dawned on her that racism is not fiction, it is real. People tried to challenge her and put her down due to stereotypes about Africans. According to her then, knowing where you are from and where you are headed is important, irrespective of what other people think about you. Being open to new learning experiences also broadens one's mind and it teaches him or her to overcome challenges. Dr. Kesse loves dancing salsa and tango. She is also very keen on learning new languages and she is fluent in English, German, Italian, French, and Kiswahili. In the same breath, she enjoys reading novels by African writers. Married to a German from Cote d'Ivoire, her favorite food is ugali and sukuma wiki.
I really enjoy traveling. I've traveled to I think 4 continents, more than 90 cities. I enjoy nature. I like reading. I like thinking, just being quiet. I like going to the bathtub. I enjoy spas, no? I like sports also because I think it's important to maintain your health. And I am married to a wonderful man. We have not yet children, but they are coming. And my favorite food currently is ugali and sukuma wiki without meat, just like that. Sukuma wiki or spinach or other kind of greens. Believe yourself, know what you want to do and follow your heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. Be it in business, be it in academia, be it in your private life, because I think God is a foundation. And I can also say that people are important. Let's respect each other and show care, because then we carry each other forward. Thank you.